on, YouTube world? It's been a while. Welcome back. This is KRT LYFE, KRT LYFE with the Y, and this is Wrenching in the Parking Deck. So this is Wrenching in the Parking Deck. You are tuned into the right channel. It might not look like I'm wrenching in the parking deck because I'm not dressed to wrench and I'm not in a parking deck. But I am going to be wrenching. If the camera could turn around, I would turn it and show y'all that it is dark and downpouring outside right now. Something serious. So we are going to be filming inside today. And I think this is actually really good timing for this because I got a new addition to my stable. This right here is my brand new, first brand new bike that I've ever gotten. My history with Specialized goes back quite a bit. My first Specialized bike was a Specialized Tarmac. I forgot what level it was. I can't remember if it was an SL3 or something like that, if that sounds familiar. I had that for about a good 2 years, and that was an epic bike, but it was too much bike for me. It was full carbon, really expensive. I remember I had these look pedals on it that were like some ridiculously crazy price. I think the pedals alone were $700. It was just too much bike for me. So I sold my Tarmac, and I wanted to downsize, and I wanted to get into a bike that was a little bit more everyday type of bike, easy to use, easy to fix, something I could just jump on and ride. So what did I get? A Specialized Langster, duh, obviously. And I absolutely love that Langster. That Langster was probably one of my favorite bikes I ever owned. The color was amazing. The geometry of the bike was amazing. I mean, the crank was like stupid stiff. It was easy to maintain. I could just jump on it and ride it. But unfortunately, there were some some downsides to the Langster. Some of the things I didn't really care so much for with the Langster was it was a bit too simple. Like, for instance, the brakes were kind of like prehistoric. It had rim brakes instead of disc brakes that are on everything. So the braking power wasn't necessarily there. Having a single speed, living in Atlanta where it's kind of hilly, I could manage it, but it was just like I could have gone a lot faster if I had gears and stuff like that. So after about, I think, 4 years with the Langster, I got rid of the Langster, and it was very, very hard for me to sell that bike because that bike was just so me. I had customized it out, and it was just it was everything. But I got rid of the Langster, and I picked up this. This is, I believe, a 2018 or 2019 Specialized Diverge, and it is everything that the Langster was and then some more. It's more comfortable than the Langster. It looks a lot like my Langster, but the geometry is just amazing. It has disc brakes instead of rim brakes, and it has mechanical disc brakes, but the mechanical disc brakes are just phenomenal. They're even better than than a lot of rim brakes that I've seen. What else is really good about this? It has gears. It has all these gears and stuff, so when I'm going places, I can get there a lot quicker with these gears. The tires, oh my god, the tire clearance on this thing is one of the main reasons why I got it. One of the things that I loved about the Langster was the simplicity of it, but I hate that it could only take I think the biggest tire I squeezed on there was a 28, 700 by 28, and I mean that was literally squeezed on there. There was millimeters of space between the forks and the chain stays in that tire. And the reason why I wanted a bigger tire was because Atlanta has really, really bad roads, and they've gotten a lot worse over the last few years. So with this bike and these, I think 30s are stock on this bike. Yes, it's a 700 by 30 on it. Even with these 30s, it is a massive difference as far as feeling the road vibration and the shock and just driving through the ruts and the potholes that are literally everywhere surrounding the city. it has made a massive difference to the way that I commute, and it has improved my my ride to my office drastically. Like, it takes me literally 8 minutes to get from my front door to my office on this bike. And I haven't even driven one of my cars like at all since I got this bike, because it is literally that good. And like I said, the ride quality is phenomenal. The brakes are phenomenal. The shifters on this bike, it has, I forget which group this bike has on it. It's a Shimano group, but it's like not one of the awesome, like, you know, Shimano 105s or something like that. It's a lower level group, but it still shifts really good. It goes through the gears awesome. I haven't had any issues with it so far, knock on some wood. And yeah, this bike is just amazing. Aluminum body, carbon fork, pretty damn light. I really want to get it a lot lighter. And yeah, I really, really, really love this bike. I love this bike to the point that it really has me questioning cars now and what I want from a car, and can I live without a car? Like, I'm seriously, literally thinking about that. And one of the reasons why we even started this YouTube channel was because of cars. That was like initially the thing that we started with, like mechanics and showing off, you know, all these hot rod cars and stuff like that. But the more I, like, you know, drive all these exotic cars and crazy fancy cars and, you know, even the base model cars, I really start thinking to myself, like, man, I waste a lot of money on cars. Do I really need that? But anyway, so now this right here, this Specialized Diverge, is the cherry of my eye and the subject of all of my extra attention that I have, which is not very much, because I give most of that to my wife that's behind the camera. But yeah, so we're gonna do some modifications to this thing. So we're gonna real quick wrench in the apartment, I guess is what this is about to be. So you're about to see a time lapse of me swapping these tires out. We're gonna go from 30s to 38s. Here we go. Time lapse time. Tire is off, so now I have to mount one of these really cool Pan-Racer Gravel Kings right here. Now, the people at the local bike shop, they told me that this tire right here is like phenomenal and amazing and all that cool stuff. So we're gonna see. I've been riding my bike all this week and some of last week with these stock tires on it, and I mean, the stock tires are pretty cool. They have a lot of grip, actually. I haven't really pushed it that hard, but for what it is, the grip seemed pretty good. So now we're about to go ahead and throw these 38s on and see if this Pan-Racer, what is this thing? Yeah, Pan-Racer Gravel King is really, really that legit. And I want to see if it looks like, you know, massive, because that's another thing I want. I want these really, really massive tires. I really want to get some 650B wheels, but I'm talking about that. So this Enter 2 says it can go with the 28 to 38, which is cool. And this tire right here is actually also made to go tubeless as well. If you want to set up a tubeless setup, you can do that with this. And they say it's really the bee's knees if you go tubeless. See this, that's a side-by-side analysis of a 30 next to a 38. So I guess, yeah, you do get a lot more tire. Man, it should be a pretty awesome ride. I can't wait to try this. Hopefully the rain will ease up and I can go outside and try it and let y'all know what it's like. But yeah, it looks pretty legit. So now I'm mounting it back, then do the second one. I remember when we used to do this when I was a kid, instead of using specialized tools, not specialized, specialized, I didn't know that there was a tool to actually do this with. So we used to use butter knives to take our tires off And yeah, that didn't always go over well. There goes. The rear wheel is now back with tire. Now I'm gonna pump it up. Done! Alright, so that's it. I have installed the two Panteracer Gravel King tires onto my Specialized Diverge, and I think it looks pretty magnificent, I would say. I'm gonna do a few other mods to this bike. I already changed my saddle out. I put this physique, I don't know what this thing is called, but it's this physique with this like really narrow channel going down the center of it, and it's a really comfy saddle. Love that. Eventually I'm going to change the seat post. What other mods am I going to do? I'm going to do a few other things to see if I can make this bike just a tad bit lighter. I might change it to, what do they call it? A 1x. So I'm just going to have one crank up here and then my gears in the back. Trying to think what else I'm going to do. That's all I can think of right now that I'm going to do this bike. But this Diverge is already looking a lot better with these 38mm wheels. They look really, really legit, and I can't wait to go out and actually ride it and see how they feel on the street. I can already imagine they're going to be nice and cushy if those 30s were as comfortable as they are. But after I go out and ride it, I'm going to let y'all know how it is. So hold tight real quick.
I'm going to record some ambience and put it in this track.
I just finished putting my wheels on and taking my Diverge out for a little spin, and man, these wheels make these tires make a massive difference. It's almost like it adds another extra layer of cushiness to the entire ride and the ride experience of the bike. It's not like, you know, riding a full suspension mountain bike or something like that, where you just get like massive amounts of like suspension articulation to absorb everything. But as far as for a road bike, like this is literally probably the most comfortable road going bike I've ever ridden on. And not only that, it looks amazing. Look at that. It like added so much girth to the actual wheels, and this makes it look like really aggressive and like just really cool. I like the look a lot. So I'm very, very happy with it, and I'm going to put a lot of miles on these tires and let y'all know what I really think about them once I really like ride them properly. So I'm going to ride these wheels. I'm going to put a lot of miles on them. And actually this weekend, Atlanta is doing an event called the Streets Alive, and they're going to have 10 miles of rideable roads completely blocked off from cars for pedestrians and cyclists and stuff like that. So I'm going to try to put at least 20, 30, 40 miles on these tires this weekend, and then I can really, really tell you what I think about them and how much I really like them. But at this point, I absolutely love them. So yeah, that's the mod for the day. I'm going to do lots more mods to this bike, and I think the budget bins might take the back seat to the not so budget Specialized Diverge. Yeah, so I'm your brother Resident, KRT LYFE, KRT LYFE with the Y. Like, subscribe, comment, all that cool stuff. And I think I'm going to end this vlog right here, doing this number right here. I'm going to grab the bike and I'm going to run off.